Hey everyone, and welcome. So you want to get your PlayStation controller working perfectly on your PC, right? Well, you're in the right place. We're going to walk through every single step to get DS4 Windows downloaded, installed, and set up the correct way. You've got this fantastic PlayStation controller, probably one of the best pads ever made. But getting it to just work on your PC, well, it's not always as simple as plugging it in. That is the exact problem we are going to solve today. And don't worry, this is actually pretty easy. If you just follow along with me, you'll be up and running in no time, without any of the usual headaches. Let's dive in. Okay, first things first. Before we download anything at all, let's just make sure your system is ready. Getting these prerequisites sorted out from the start is going to save you a ton of trouble later on. The good news is, the requirements here are pretty basic. You're going to need Windows 10 or 11, obviously a controller like a DualShock 4 or a DualSense, and if you want to play wirelessly, which you probably do, you'll need Bluetooth. And here we go. This is probably the single most common reason a setup fails. DS4 Windows is built on the Microsoft .NET framework. If you don't have version 8.0 or something newer, the program just won't even launch. So the big takeaway here is get this installed or updated first. All right, with our prerequisites all checked off, it's time to actually grab the software and get this thing running. Now, this is super important. For your own security, you have to make sure you only download DS4 Windows from the one official site, ds4windows.org. This guarantees you're getting the clean, legitimate version. Once you're on the site, just look for the latest x64 package. Okay, once that's downloaded, extract the files. And here is a huge tip. Do not extract them into your Program Files folder. I'm serious. Windows locks that folder down pretty tight to protect system files, and that can stop DS4 Windows from saving your settings or even running right. So just create a new folder somewhere easy, like in your Documents folder, and pop everything in there. Then just double-click ds4windows.exe to get going. The very first time you launch the program, you're going to see this question. It's asking where you want to store all your settings and your custom profiles. And this choice is actually more important than it looks. So let me break this down. AppData is absolutely the recommended choice. It keeps all your profiles neatly tied to your Windows user account, and it just avoids all kinds of weird permission problems down the line. The program folder option, it can work, but it's way more likely to cause headaches. Trust me on this, just choose AppData and make your life easier. Okay, the program's running. We have now reached what is, without a doubt, the most essential part of this entire setup: getting that core driver installed. I'm not kidding, getting this next driver installed correctly is the absolute key to making any of this work. This is where the magic happens, so you'll want to pay close attention here. The driver we absolutely need to install is called ViGEmBus. So what in the world does it do? Well, think of it like this. Your PC is fluent in Xbox controller, but it doesn't really speak PlayStation controller. ViGEmBus acts like a brilliant translator. It creates a virtual Xbox controller that your PC immediately recognizes, and then it just maps all your PlayStation button presses to it. It's the secret sauce that makes it all work. So with that essential driver installed, you could actually stop right here and start gaming. But let's quickly look at some optional drivers. Think of these as powerful pro tips for solving some very specific and very common issues you might run into. You don't need to install these right away. Just think of them as tools in your back pocket. If you run into the problems we're about to talk about, you'll know exactly how to fix them. So this slide shows two super useful tools. First up is HidHide. Have you ever played a game where you press a button once, but the game acts like you pressed it twice? That's the dreaded double input issue. It happens when the game sees both your real PlayStation controller and the virtual one. HidHide fixes this by simply hiding your real controller from the game. Easy. Second, we have FakerInput. If you plan on mapping your controller buttons to act like a keyboard and mouse keys, this driver just gives you way better performance. And with that, the technical part is done. You've installed the software, you've picked the right settings folder, and you've got all the necessary drivers installed. And that's it. You've successfully configured DS4 Windows. Your PlayStation controller is now set up and ready to take on your entire PC game library. It is time to enjoy the fruits of your labor. So there you have it. The only question left is, what game are you going to fire up first? Go on, enjoy it.